Shalom, Yasharala. I want to get infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, who our Heavenly Father poured His Spirit on to teach us this glorious gospel. And salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahushua, pushing His truth across the four winds in this fine hour, making that call and election assured by our abounding in this labor of love. Shalom to you, brothers. And I'm just up on a late nighter, man. Most I put the Spirit on me to go through this beautiful chapter about the chariots of fire, to whom are going to come deliver the elect and destroy the wicked. Zechariah the 5th chapter called them a curse that goeth throughout the earth. And it's going to be a curse to him that is a liar, all right, and a thief. That's who the house is going to go through. But to the elect, it's going to be how we obtain salvation, Lord willing, in that righteous number. They're going to come beam us up. And the beloved brother Ezekiel, the Most High, was merciful to him and let him give us this beautiful depiction of what they look like so we can explain them with the scriptures in our day and time. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to just jump straight up into this beloved chapter. All right? Ezekiel 1:1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month. All right? Ezekiel was 30 years old. And it happened in what we know as July, on the 5th day, because the year actually starts in March, according to Hebrew calendar, all right? And I was among the captives by the river Chabar, and that's a river in Babylon, where we were in captivity, all right? Ezekiel was prophesying in Babylonian captivity that the heavens were open, and I saw the visions of Yahweh. And the Most High gave him this blessed vision, okay? And in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity, the word of Yahweh came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, who was a Levite, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chabar. And the hand of Yahweh was up on him. Okay? And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. And out of the north means it was in the heavens. It came from above, okay? A great cloud and a fire enfolding in itself, all right? Now, you got to understand, Ezekiel lived during a time where the highest technology was a wheel and fire, all right? That's high as it went, a wheel and fire. That was their highest form of technology, okay? And he's depicting something that we could depict with grace in our day and time, all right? We could say fluorescent lights, so on and so forth, all right? And the great cloud, all right, the cloud is where he looked in the heavens and it was moving, so he called it a great cloud, but it was a spaceship, all right? And a fire enfolding in itself, and the fire that was enfolding in itself was fluorescent lights on the ship that was in the ship, okay? And it reads, and a brightness was about it, all right? And that's the lights. And out of the midst thereof as the color of amber. Amber is the color of fire, all right? And when you look at chariots in the sky, I've been fortunate to see a lot of them. When you look at them in the sky, they look just like stars, okay? And out of the midst of the fire, all right? But he was able to get up close and personal of them. So those fire that it was in the midst of it that was coming out was lights, okay? Fluorescent lights. Also, out of the midst of it came the likeness of 4 living creatures, all right? And these 4 living creatures are angels. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and the angels look like men, all right? We look like them. Shit. It's not that they look like us. We look like them. They have a guy on the internet, my brothers always bring it out, that he said he worked for NASA, and he say he saw men climbing off the spaceships, and they were 10 feet tall, black men, okay? And the angels look like us. They have skin of brass. It's going to show you in this chapter, and it's written all throughout scriptures, all right, that the Israelites had skin like polished brass, all right? And everyone had 4 faces, all right? Now, we're going to deal with these faces. Well, I'm going to read and then come back up. And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass, all right? So he's giving you the color of their skin, all right? He's giving you their physical features, all right? Now, let me go back to verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces. So this is not one angel, a bunch of angels that got 4 faces, all right? This is 4 angels, and this word face means different duties. They had different job descriptions, okay? And every one had 4 wings, all right? And these are 4 archangels. Each one of them had 4 wings around their ship. Hold on, I got a picture to give the visual depiction, okay? All right? Let me go on my pics and go to screenshots. All right. Now one of these pics I had. All right. Now this what it looked like when. All right. Now this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what the big one would be considered the archangel ship. All right. And when they said it had 4 wings about every one of them, it would be 2 on each side of it. Okay. It would be two little ships on the side of the big ship, okay? That's what it means where it said it had 4 wings, all right? Those 4 wings are 4 other spaceships, all right? Okay? Now let me get to the 4 faces. And everyone had 4 faces. Now let me show you that's 4 duties. They had 4 jobs they had to do. 4 different jobs they had to do. All right? So let me go to that word faces. And it's the Hebrew word.
Strong's H6440. Panim. Panim. Cassinius Lexicon.
All right? But the answer is going to be in the root word when you go to the etymology. Okay? And this is talking about to turn forward, to turn, all right? But the answer's not there, all right? To make a turn, show signs. We're going to go to this word prepare, all right? To show you, all right? That prepare, when you're preparing to do something, you're working, you're laboring, okay? And this is the same word, panah, okay? All right? Now, this is the same word, panah. All right? Now, let's go to Isaiah 40:3 to show that those faces, different faces, are different job descriptions. This is Isaiah 40:3. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of Yahweh, and make straight in the desert a highway for our power. Okay? Now, what did this is talking about John the Baptist. And what did John the Baptist do while he was crying in the wilderness? He was prophesying, all right? And he prepared the way of Yahweh. What was he doing preparing? He was working, all right? He had a duty to come do. And he made straight in the desert a highway of Yahweh, all right? Now let's go back over here to that word straight, okay? In the desert, a highway of our power, all right? This is the same straight that we just read about in Ezekiel. Let's get this word straight, okay? Let's go back to it, all right? Let's see what that word straight. So we see that the faces is a duty, a job description, and everyone had 4 wings, and in their feet were straight feet, all right? Now let's go to this word feet with straight feet, okay? Let's see what it means when it was talking about their feet with straight feet, okay? It's the Hebrew word yasar. And it means straight, upright, correct, all right? That's what it means, right, pleasing, correct. So they're coming to do an upright job, all right? They're coming to do the bidding of Yahweh Shem Awashai. That means they were upright, they were lawful, okay? That's what it means, all right? That's what it means. When you go back to Isaiah, the 40th chapter, 3rd verse, it says he came to, matter of fact, let me get it. To show these what the angels are doing, the same thing that John the Baptist came to do. All right, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 3, and it reads, the voice of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare the way. All right, working. That word prepare is the same as the word faces. All right, And what are you doing? It's a job description. All right, prepare the way of Yahweh to make straight. All right, and what does it mean? That word means straight. He came to teach the upright to be ready for Yahweh Bashem Awashai, to make straight in the desert a highway for our power. And what was that? What does that word highway represent? That word highway means knowledge. All right. He came to bring forth this truth. That word highway represents truth. This is Matthew 22, verse 9, and it reads, "Go ye there into the highways." What were we doing in the highways? Bringing forth this truth. And as many as you find, bind to the marriage. Bring to the marriage. Be it to the marriage. This is the same thing the chariots are doing. They're doing the work of the Lord, all right? All right? They're doing the work of the Lord. I got another precept. Isaiah, the 19th chapter, around the 21st verse, all right? And it reads, "In that day there shall be a highway out of Egypt into Assyria." And that's talking about these last days, all right? That highway, while we're in the land of the Chaldeans, this is where we got the knowledge. This was where we started remembering ourselves, all right? And the Assyrians shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptian into Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians. And all that means the Israelites that are in the land of Assyria, Egypt, which is one, this is spiritual Assyria, this is spiritual Egypt, okay? And here we have this knowledge, okay? And wherever you at in Egypt, we have this doctrine. We have camps spraying all over with this doctrine. And in that day, Israel shall be a third with Egypt, and with Assyria, even the blessings in the midst of the land. All right, but the point was over here about that highway. All right, that highway is this knowledge. All right, so when these angels back over here in Ezekiel, okay, what they're doing the same thing the prophets were doing. They're laboring, all right, for Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? And everyone had 4 faces, 4 job duties, just like we have job duties. And everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight. So when they say their feet were straight, they were doing the bidding of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? They were working, they were laboring, and they were upright. All right? To say straight feet, what did that word straight go back to? Upright. Okay? And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. All right? And when you go to Leviticus, it tells you what? That the calf's feet, that part of the hoof, that chew of the cud is lawful for us. So that's showing you that they're lawful and they're upright. Okay? That's what that is. It's a metaphor. And they sparkle like the color of burnished brass. All right? So they look like black, so-called black men. All right? He was able to see their faces. Okay? And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides. So that means they control the ships. All right? What does your hand do if you're in a vessel? It controls where you go. And the 4 had their faces with their wings. And when they say the 4 had their faces with their wings, all right, whatever job duty they had those wings. Each archangel ship had those wings coming with them, all right? Had those other chariots coming with them, all right? And those other chariots followed whatever that archangel went to do his work, all right? The wings were joined one to another. That's just like that picture I show you. No different than when in this society, when you see those F-16 jets, when they be in formation, all right, that's the same thing. The exact same thing. Those four wings are in formation when they're following the mothership, all right? That's what it means when they are joined one to another. They turned not when they went, and they went everyone straight forward. They all was in the same formation, all right? Because you got to understand, these chariots, you really control them with your mind, and we're about to get into it. So wherever the big ship turned, the 4 wings followed, all right? One spirit. As for the likeness of their faces, the 4 had the faces of a man, all right? They all look like us. They all look like humanoids, okay? And the faces of a lion, all right? But they had the duty. What is a lion known for? All right, this is what a lion is known for. Let me get a precept. A lion is known for devouring. All right. This is Salakia, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 7, and it reads, "The lion has come up from the thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way." A lion destroys, he consumes, he devours. He's gone from his place to make the land desolate, and the cities there lay waste without an inhabitant. So this is not a literal lion that's coming up from the thicket. It's a metaphor to show that the spirit that this destroyer of the Gentiles is going to be in. He's going to be in the spirit of a lion when it hunts, okay? All right? And on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. All right? And what does the ox do? Okay? Let's see what an ox does. It's known for. Okay? We are in the spirit of oxes, okay? An ox labors, all right? He's known for being a hard worker. Okay? We just had the characteristics of these animals, all right? Here we go. Just the law, Deuteronomy 24:25 and 4. "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the core." So that ox, he works. When a man of the Lord is working, all right, he's no different than an ox, all right? You're not supposed to keep his cord away from him. You're supposed to take care of the man of the Lord, all right? Pay him for his just due, like we have to pay the priest, okay? For it's written in the law of Moses, 1 Corinthians 9:9, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox, or the ox that treadeth out the cord, do Yahweh take care for oxen?" All right? And that's what Paul was liking the men of the Lord to what? Oxen. Because that's how hard the men of the Lord work. Okay? All right? 1 Timothy 5:18. For the scripture saith, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth the cord, and the labor is worthy of his reward." Okay? So the Most High used the cattle because whatever this angel was doing, he was doing like coming and sealing brothers' instructions when they're sleeping. All right, when a brother is laying on his bed, like it said in the book of Job, he comes sealing his instruction. Or when you read of that account in the book of Kings, when he said, "Who will go be a lying spirit of Ahab?" All right, you got these angels that come to be a seducing spirit to the wicked and a guiding light to the righteous. All right, that's labor. Okay. And the four had the face of an ox on the left side, and the four also had the face of an eagle. Okay? And why did it have a face of an eagle? Let's get a precept. Okay? What does the eagle represent? All right? Let's see what the eagle represents. This is Matthew, the 24th chapter. Looking for the scripture where it say, well, the carcass is, and where the eagle should be. Bear with me. Thought it was in 25 and 26. Alright. I knew it was in 24. Salakia. Alright. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Alright. Immediately in the alright, during those tribulation days, guess what? The eagles, those chariots, they're going to have a job. What are their job duty? To come deliver, to come save. Who is the carcass? The nation of Israel, right? And what are the eagles coming to do? To beam their asses up, all right? Each angel had a duty, all right? Thus were their faces, all right? Thus were their duties, all right? Verse 11. back over here in Ezekiel. Thus were their duties. And their wings were stretched upward. Two wings everywhere would join one to another. All right? So up would mean they were in the air, and you had like that picture I just showed. All right? Just like this picture right here. All right? It would be two in front and two behind, guiding, and they are following the mothership. Okay? That's what's going on. All right? And everyone joined to another, and two covered their bodies, so that they were like how like a lot of times when you had the B-52 bombers, you always had F-16s flying around them to protect them because they didn't have no defense. So they used to have the airplanes following around them, protecting them. All right, it's the same thing going on there. And they went up one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went, all right? And that spirit is your consciousness, all right? So when you're driving them, you're not driving them with your hands, all right? You're driving it with your mind. So when you have control, when you go right, all of them move on the same vibration. They go in the same area. None of them break rank, all right? Because they're being controlled by one spirit, all right? As for the likeness of the living creature, their appearance were like burning coals of fire, all right? And it's talking about the ship. The appearance was like burning coals of fire. You had all those fluorescent lights coming out of them. And like the appearance of lamps, all right? See, those are those lights, okay? It went up and down among the living creatures, all right? The living creatures was inside of them, and lights was all around the ships. Lights was all around the ships, just like this picture right here. Let me go back to it. You see those lights? Those are those lights going up and down it, all right? And you got a angel on the inside controlling it. Those lights see me going up and down it, what they call lamps. And coals of fire, all right? They lights all over it, all right? I had a dream. I see what vividly in a dream before. I'm talking about the Most High. Let me see the definitions of it. And it was in a neighborhood. I was riding with my mother and my father. My pop's been dead for years. And I was in the ride in a van that we had when I was a child. All right. And I was like, damn, I remember this vividly. We was in the van. I did a sit down on it, as a matter of fact. And in the van that my parents had when I was a child. And they were in there talking, and I saw the chariot first, and I told them, stop the truck, stop the van, and I got out. And when I got out, they left. And the chariot was fucking huge. And I seen the definition, and it really looked like this. I'm talking, it looked like this, and I was like right by it. I was like looking right up. It didn't make no noise, and it was huge. All right? But it had like a platinum shine to it, unlike this picture right here. Had like a platinum shine to it. It was moving, and while it was in front of me, the wheel within the wheel was turning, but you couldn't hear shit. All right, and then they just started killing people, and people started running everywhere. And I was like in a suburban neighborhood. I started running too, though. But while I was in front of it, it didn't shoot at me. It didn't try to harm me. I was just scared. All right. Now, where was I? As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire and like the appearance of lamps. Those are the fluorescent lights. It went up and down among the living creatures, all right? So it was all over the ship. And the fire was bright. That's that fluorescent lights. And out of the fire went forth lightning, all right? And when you see a shooting star, those be chariots too, all right? So sometimes they look like lightning, all right? And the living creatures ran and returned as an appearance of a flash of lightning. That's how fast they be. I done seen plenty so-called shooting stars. A lot of times those are chariots. Most of the times those are chariots. That's what he saw. He says it's like a flash of lightning, okay? That's what those chariots be. My sons have seen them with me. All right, my son be like, damn, daddy, that was a chariot. Like, I know, son. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. Let me read that again. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces, all right? Now, all right, now this is one chariot, all right, with 4 wings around it, okay? 4 more chariots. Each chariot, each one of these big chariots, of these 4 chariots, all right, so it's 4 chariots. So that means you had 20 ships, because you got the 4 archangels, and each one of them have 4 chariots around them, so that's 4 times 4 is 16. All right, so you got 20 chariots here, okay? But this is just one. So this one chariot he's talking about got this one chariot has 4 chariots, so it's 5 chariots, okay? All right. Now the appearance of the wheels, verse 16. Now the appearance of the wheels and their work was likened to the color of beryl. All right. So this is what the chariot looked like. Let me find. All right. This is a beryl stone. All right. So this one was green. The lights on it was green. And I seen before I came into truth, me and my brothers, we saw, my biological brothers, we saw a chariot that had a beam of light come through it, and it was fluorescent green, like this color. We saw it. And this before we came into truth, all right? So one of the chariots was this color, and hold up, I got a picture of how it would have looked, okay? Like this, all right? This how it would have looked, all right? It was like the barrel, so it would have been green like this. This how the chariot would have looked, okay? This how it looked before the brother, okay? and they had one likeness, all right? So they all of them looked the same. That chariot and all the wings around it, they all looked the same. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel, all right? And that was the chariot. It was going around like the chariot I seen in my dream, all right? It was just like this. Salakia for that. It was just like this, the one I had at first. It was just like this, but it was moving. Oh, it was just like this too, but it was moving, going around and around. All right, you see how this has 3, 4 levels? 1, 2, 3. All right, all those levels was turning. When I saw it in my dream, all of them were turning, going around and around and around, like a wheel within a wheel. All right, that's how it was looking. All right. Verse 17, when they went up on their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went. All right, so wherever they go, all right, all of them moved as one unit, okay? Wherever they went, they moved as one unit. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. And in my dream, they was fucking dreadful. All right? It was fucking dreadful. When he's talking about when it was moving around, it was just, in my dream, I remember being terrified looking at it. And their rings was full of eyes round about them. Round about them 4, all right? And these are the eyes, all right? The eyes are all the windows. See, look at that. All of those lights are windows, okay? That's what he's calling, he's using the best terminology he can use. They didn't have the word windows back then. So he was calling them eyes, all right? Those were that's what he's talking about, those eyes, all right? All those lights, those are the windows, okay? All throughout them. All right? And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. All right? And when the living creatures were lifted up from the ground, from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. All right? It was just, that chariot, it just went up. Okay? It'll go up. And when that archangel's chariot go up, the other four go up right with it. All right? And then don't break formation. Wherever the spirit was to go, wherever the angel's mind said it want to go, if it want to go in a wormhole, if it want to go left or go right, they went. All right? Well, thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up together against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. You see, his mind, your mind is your consciousness. That's your spirit. His spirit was controlling the ship. Okay? That's some high technology, bro. See, Esau technology don't have nothing upon our technology. His technology on his left-hand side in these modern times is prehistoric towers. You can't drive nothing with your mind in this society. Okay? When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. Let's talk about the wings following the mothership. All right? And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. All right? And the wheels are the chariot. It's just the chariot enfolded, going around and around and around, like the picture I showed you. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was the color of a terrible creature, Salaki. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over the heads above. Okay? And he was looking into the heavens, into the firmament. And under the firmament were the wings straight, and one toward the other. Everyone had two, which covered on his side. You see what I'm saying? That's the four wings on each side, okay? And everyone had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. That's what I depicted earlier, okay? And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters. Now, that was the only difference in my dream. When I saw them in my dream, you couldn't hear nothing, all right? When I say they was great size, but you couldn't hear nothing. And as the voice of the Almighty, voice of speech, the noise of an host, when they stood, they let down their wings. Okay? So when they stopped, their wings stopped. The other chariots stopped. Okay, and there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, and when they stood and let down their wings, okay, and that voice is Yahweh Shema Shai. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness of appearance of a man from upon it. And I saw the color of amber as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw the appearance of fire and the brightness round about, and that was Yahweh Shai. Okay? See, now this chariot is different than from the barrel, the one that had on the green. Okay? This chariot, the guy is dressed in amber, all right? All right? This chariot here is different from this. Hold up. Oh, man, how do I go back? Let me go back. All right? This is an amber stone. So this chariot is this color. All right? The same as the example I've been using. This is an amber stone, all right? So this one look like fire. So it'll be closer to this one. It's not like the barrel one that I showed with the fluorescent green, okay? So this is a whole nother chariot, all right? Now I saw the color of amber. That's the appearance of fire round about it, within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward. And from the appearance of his loins even downward, I saw it were appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about it. And the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain. All right, that's Yahweh Shai. See, this is a whole nother little platoon that came, okay? So was the appearance of the brightness round about. To this was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Yahweh Bashim. I was shot. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard the voice of one that spake. All right? So that last one that came, that was a different color than the ones in the barrel. This was a different color. All right? That was Yahweh shot. Okay? And this is a beautiful chapter. And these are the chariots of the Most High that's going to come in this last day with different faces, and they're working right now with different job duties. Some is going to come to destroy, and some is going to come to save, okay? So, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to my Heavenly Father, my great King, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Har Rakar double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow labors, Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala, Abba, Abba.